Welcome back, Fanatics. It's been a while since we've talked Marvel Legends, and I've missed ya. I know I was supposed to do the most anticipated Marvel Legends 2 weeks ago, but I needed to talk about how important that Vulcan Body Mold is for the entire action figure industry. And I didn't want to put it off a second time, but then I realized last week we had Toy Fair and Hasbro Pulse announcements coming up, so, well...
Oops, did it again.
But here we are. And it's going to be worth the wait because not only am I giving my top 10 Marvel Legends that I cannot wait to have, I'm going to work in a few bonuses, some that haven't even been announced yet, but they're coming. This is Fanatic Now. Let's not waste any time. These are the Marvel Legends that I cannot wait to put on the shelf. But first, I'm going to start with an honorable mention. Baron Zemo. Where do I even begin? You remember the good old days when we'd go out on the hunt for that hard to find figure? We'd have fun with it. Great times. Well, with Walgreens exclusives, I don't like it. It's like hunting for unicorns or moral lawyers. Probably not going to find one. I used to be willing to drive to other cities, but I don't know. Maybe I've gotten old. Maybe I'm not adventurous anymore. Maybe that's why I have no interest in skydiving. I don't know.
You're gonna squirt some? You're gonna cry? Huh?
Sorry, but I do really want him. He's a great looking fig. I mean, just look at that great head sculpt and the darkened in line work. And I sold my last one from 8 years ago? So I'm currently Zemo-less. Someone please help me. But let's get to the true list. At number 10, Controller. I've been seeing a lot of Facebook hate towards this fig already from people who, let's be honest, they also didn't even know he existed. So don't start with me about how much he looks like a Wish.com Thanos. I mean, yes, they favor. A lot. But he predates the purple nutsack. I mean, have you seen this guy? Just look at the comics. And while the deluxe Thanos body mold was mostly reused for Controller, it's a good mold to be used a second time. Big deal. Bucky Cap has been used for nearly 100 times. This is what he needs to look like. And they absolutely nailed the head sculpt. I mean, they crushed it. It looks fantastic. This guy's going to pop on the shelf. So I look forward to him. And I know he's mainly an Iron Man villain, but when I saw this fig for the first time, and I had zero idea that it was going to be released, my mind went straight to some of the classic images by Jim Starlin. Controller battling Captain Marvel, the OG Captain Marvel. So yeah, he's obscure, and that's why he's probably at the bottom of the list. But that's also what we keep asking for, new characters. So stop talking shite about never released characters if you want them to keep making them. They're listening. Maybe we'll forget him and he'll never make my best of 2022. But he looks great, so...
Shut the fuck up! Jesus Christ!
At number 9, Retro Symbiote Spider-Man. There's not a lot to explain here. It's a symbiote Spider-Man figure on the retro Spider-Man body mold. So yeah, no shit we want him. He looks marvelous.
Marvelous. Just marvelous.
The only reason he's so low on the list is that even though he's a vast improvement over the last version, I kinda like the big eyes on the old one. He only comes with swappable hands, no accessories, no Build-A-Figure part, so he needed an alternate head. I don't know, man. Slap my ass and call me a child of the Todd McFarlane era, but you gotta give me some bigger eyes on another head sculpt if you want me to be more excited than the number 9 spot. Because otherwise, it wouldn't break my heart to just keep the old one.
But I still want one.
Number 8, Maggot. Okay, look at this repugnantly beautiful bastard. He's gonna pop, y'all. And that's a lot of sweet plastic for a standard release. My excitement of getting this dude even exceeds my interest in him as a character. I mean, he was cool in the comics, but damn, this just looks amazing. My only worries are that the jacket and shoulder pads won't look great in extreme poses, or that the little slug critters will fall off easily, but that's it. Otherwise, this looks like a home run for a character we've never gotten before, and at a regular price. All of those paint apps on the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth body mold, that Sabretooth was near the top of my favorite figs of 2021, so we're gonna have to see if Maggot is on this year's list. Also, in my most wanted figs of the year, I mentioned the need for a marrow, and they were pretty big at the same time, so this is giving me hope that perhaps she's close.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
At number 7, 20th anniversary, Captain America. Look at the Jack Kirby and Joe Simon screaming out of this Steve Rogers. This is truly a contender for best figs of the year already, and I don't even have him yet. He looks that damn good. So eye-catching, so classic, so loaded with cool accessories. Ugh, I need him on the shelf. I really didn't think that the 80th anniversary Cap would be so quickly outdone, but I think this is gonna do it. Now, I'm not gonna go too in depth because the damn Redcoats already have him in hand. If you want to see a cool breakdown, check out Displaying Model Behavior. Make sure you spell behavior with a U. Why do we even fight them 250 years ago if we're gonna let them have Captain Goddamn America before us? I'm looking at you, David.
As far as I'm concerned, that's America's ass.
At number 6, Modern Thor. I told you we'd get him this year. Okay, so maybe I didn't exactly, but I did say that the 2012 Thor was really awesome for its time, but needed a full remake to better match the modern style. Now, I said that I thought we would get him with a different paint scheme first. In my most wanted of 2022, I asked for a Black Winter version of Thor, but this is him, and this is the exact body mold. An all new, no repeat body mold, by the way. Hasbro usually releases the version we want least, and then follows it up with a repaint that everyone wanted to begin with. I think I underestimated them here. They're giving us the basic modern Thor first, but they went all out. They gave him the 2 Raven sidekicks that he inherited from Papa, as well as a badass energy essence Mjolnir made of translucent plastic and a sweet electric wraparound effect. And I'm doubling down that they will give us the dark, menacing avatar of Dark Winter that I predicted, only later on with a different head sculpt and paint app. Just maybe not this year. Wait, what's that? It's time for a bonus round. Bonus round! First up, Toad. We haven't even seen the slime ball yet, so I couldn't officially put him on the list, but they said he's coming. It's a sure thing. Man, my mutant-loving heart's just waiting to see how well this bastard comes out. 20 years ago, it blew everyone's mind that he was one of the original 4 characters made as a Marvel legend. Ever since, he's been shunned. I need him. We know that he's coming, and on that note, you haven't even announced it yet, but we know Lizard is coming as well. And the animated Apocalypse. I need them. So just reveal them to us already.
Right now.
About that Apocalypse though, he's one of my favorite villains from my favorite childhood cartoons. But I'm not really loving the cell shading that they have going on. I don't know, man. I just can't get around it completely. So actually, I don't know if I'm even gonna get him. I'll get him. But let's get back to the list. At number 5, Doctor Strange. This guy's already commonplace in the UK. Damn redcoats.
That doesn't seem fair.
But I don't have him yet, so I'm still anticipating him. I won't go over the details because there's plenty of reviews out there already. What I will remind you of, though, is this. We have been begging for this action figure for a long time. I wouldn't say he's perfect, hence him not being number 1, but he looks really good. I can't wait to have him. The fact that we haven't had a true classic Doctor Strange yet is a travesty. He's way too important. So, even though the anticipation factor has fizzled out a little bit, My shelf is still begging for him, and he deserves to be high on the list. Number 4, Bonebreaker. Listen, if you're not into getting an insane, mohawk sporting, half tank, half humanoid cyborg who leads a post-apocalyptic style cybernetic gang out of an Australian ghost town that crucified Wolverine on a cross made to look like an X, well, maybe this just isn't your channel. But seriously, he's gonna be really cool on the shelf. We've already received other Reavers, and Bonebreaker was the one that we weren't sure how or if we'd get. Now, he isn't perfect. I would have preferred a big ass gun on the front of the tank or a flag that reads Bane coming out of his finger. And we needed some alternate hands or heads to like really spice it up. But this is a Build-A-Figure. We don't normally get those kind of things. And what we're getting is really cool. But as Dwight professed, we're all a little disappointed that the tank treads don't move. That would have put this otherwise small Build-A-Figure into a new category of awesome. But that's not too important since I'm over the days of laying belly down on the floor playing with my toys.
Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to the night now.
At number 3, Noel. Oh, another Donny Cates creation. Cue the hate.
Boo this man!
Y'all gotta get over your hatred of modern comics just because they're modern. Some of these new characters are badass, and Noel is a badass eldritch god of darkness. He's the creator of the symbiotes and was born from the primordial void that existed before our current multiverse. I am hoping the MCU gets him before Sony does something stupid with him because he's one of the coolest villains in all of Marvel. I'm not certain, based on the digital rendering, whether this figure will pan out to be as amazing as I'm hoping he will be. He's an all-new body mold with no repeated parts. He's coming in a 2-pack, and we're not sure what that other fig will look like yet. We've got some hints, but the anticipation is killing me, because if they nail this, he could be one of the coolest Marvel Legends ever.
That's a bold statement.
Number 2, Iron Spider. Holy hell, this figure looks impressive. Coming from someone who collects more Marvel Legends than anything else, this looks like a higher end import fig. Not only is this one of Spider-Man's coolest costumes ever, they look like they've nailed it to perfection. I never understood why Iron Spider only has 3 Waldos. Seems like he would have had 4 to fit the arachnid formula, unless the 8th appendage is his, I don't know. But it is comic accurate. He's coming with an all new body sculpt, and just look at that sculpt. Perfection. He's got pinless everything, amazing articulation, and super shiny coat of paint. The candy apple red is really gonna be photogenic. My biggest question mark with this guy is the golden Waldos. We know Hasbro can pull off beautiful golds with paint, but sometimes the gold plastic, when it's molded plastic, looks, well, plasticky. It looks like plastic. That could hinder his overall look, but I have really high hopes.
Looks like we got competition.
And at number 1, Galactus, the devourer of worlds, he who hungers, a living embodiment of entropy and survival, a universal constant, and a true force of nature. And he comes with 3 much needed heralds.
Wes, you cheated.
No, I didn't. The box is going to say Marvel Legends, so it's not cheating. Come on, give me this one. Not only is this about to surpass the HasLab Sentinel as the biggest Marvel Legends of all time, I mean, this hoe is 32 inches tall and tricked out with swappable face plates and LED lights, but he comes with 3 awesome heralds. These don't look like cheap pack-ins. We're getting great looking heralds that could possibly end up on the best of 2022 alone, just themselves. No, we didn't get a Terrax, but we've already gotten him, so I'm happy to have new characters. And yes, we already had a Silver Surfer, but he was a goddamn Walgreens exclusive. You already know how I feel about hunting those down. This is going to be amazing. You will be able to find him on the aftermarket, but he'll never be that cheap again. I hope you got him, because the HasLab Sentinel is amazing. I was lucky enough to get good knees on mine, but I know a lot of people didn't. That sucks, not gonna lie, that sucks. But Dwight just showed us that the new joints are ratcheted. Oh yeah.
You know.
See? They are listening to us. This is our hobby. We complain a lot because we are devoted to the collection that we have going. We've invested a lot, and Hasbro just went up on price again. I know this has a lot of you worried. I am too. We collect legends because they are affordable, but we also have to remember that we are living in a world where everything keeps going up. Have you tried buying chicken wings lately? Jesus H. Christ. But Hasbro has continued to improve. So here's my take. I'm not leaving the community yet. My favorite Hasbros have to keep listening, keep improving, and keep expanding the line with the respect that we've earned. If they do that, I'm gonna keep buying. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for missing an episode last week, but life happens. I'm glad to be back, and I'm ready to answer more comments. I'm thinking about doing a Q&A episode soon, so please comment below your opinions on this list, as well as anything you want me to answer about action figures in general. Here's your chance to be shouted out on the show. And I've had some people ask about t-shirts, so maybe we'll get some made. Let me know if you want one. I'll design something cool for the back and put the logo on the front. Check out some past episodes over here, and definitely look at the most important action figure of 2022. I left him out since there's a whole ass video about him. Until next time, later fanatics.